people say there's nothing on the Nullarbor, which is strange because we found cliffs, beaches, ruins, road trains, awesome campsites, holes in the ground and fuel prices that had us calculating kilometres per dollar instead of kilometres per litre. So maybe it's not that there's nothing out there. Maybe it's just that the Nullarbor doesn't hand it to you all at once. This week we're crossing the Nullarbor from Ceduna to Norseman, east to west. Now, you can imagine someone at the pub telling you the Nullabor's just a lot of nothing, and you'd nod along because technically they're not wrong. But then you get out there and you realise it's a very particular sort of nothing. A sort of nothingness that has everything. Hey, it's not a flashy trip. It doesn't throw something new at you every 5 minutes. But it has a way of staying with you. The long road, that big sky, the edge of our country, and the feeling that you've crossed a proper piece of Australia. After leaving Ceduna, we'll stop at Head of the Bight, where we're going to spend our first night. Then we're off to check out Bunda Cliffs before heading into Eucla for our second night. From there, the plan is simple. Keep dodging those road trains before we pull into a camp at Caiguna, and then eventually rolling into Norseman with slightly less diesel and slightly more dust. We've had a couple of days here in Ceduna, just making sure the van and truck were right to go. We also stocked up on food, fuel, water, and the more important beverages. Well, Ceduna's been really nice, but it is time to move on. The weather has gone from bad to worse. Anyway, our first stop is going to be a little town with an interesting history. It's called Penong, and it's about 70 k's from here. Penong was first discovered in 1892 by prospector Algernon Dusty Pritchard, who came looking for gold and instead stumbled across a stand of windmills. Now, most men would have seen that and kept walking, but not Dusty. He was a visionary. He watched those blades turn for several minutes, checked his map, and then made the first recorded observation in Penong history. That will need a pub, he wrote. And from that moment, Penong was born. People came from miles around to see the strange spinning towers. Some came for water, some came for work, and some just came. The town quickly grew around the windmills because in the early days of settlement, that was basically how town planning worked. You found something useful, built a pub near it, and the people came. And it's from those humble beginnings that Penong grew into what we see today. A proud little town built on hard work, fresh water, and one man's decision to stop walking and call it progress. Well, the rains rolled in, the winds picked up, and the roads stopped mucking around. The old Amrock, she's handling it well, and I'm handling it by sitting up straighter and gripping the wheel slightly harder. Christine asked me what I was doing, and I just told her, it's an advanced driving technique, darling. She just smiled and looked out the window. Not far out of Penong's the eastern end of the Nullarbor, and like all good landmarks in Australia, it comes with a sign, and we've all got to stand in front of it. Well, we got in line for the photo because we're civilised people. And then old mate came in like a jet fighter on a strafing run and blew straight through the internationally recognised queuing system.
In 600 metres, turn left.
About 300 k's later, we had made it to Head of the Bight and we pulled in for the night at the White Wall Tank Free Camp. It's one of those camps where you don't so much arrive as pull up, chuck the handbrake on and bolt for the caravan before the weather notices you. I did record some footage here of me talking, but the wind was just too strong and the audio was crap. But what I was trying to say was how the wind is really strong and the audio will probably be crap. Well, good morning everyone. We had a really nice night here. The wind dropped off during the night, so it was pretty good. What time is it now? It's 9 o'clock and the wind's probably blowing 10 knots, 20 k's an hour roughly. But it's a sou'easter, so hopefully that's a tailwind for us going across. We're going to have a look up at the Head of the Bight shortly, and from there we're going to move further west with our overnight stop at Eucla, and that'll be our first fuel stop as well. So we'll head down to Head of the Bight now and we'll see you down there. On the road in, we found a couple of dingoes having smoko. 2 of them were out in the open and 1 was hiding in the scrub. That would be the foreman. Anyway, we had a quick look at them and then left them to it. You don't interrupt a crew on smoko. Head of the Bight has a really good visitor centre. Friendly people, plenty of info, and it feels like they actually want you to enjoy the place. Up here in the car park there is a ton of room for vans. Entry fee's $10 this time of year, and it's only a short walk down to the cliffs. Unfortunately, we're here at the wrong time of year for the whales, and we're a bit disappointed that none of them could be asked to adjust their migration plans around our visit. But you don't need the whales here to make this stop worth it. It's just a beautiful spot. Our next stop was the Nullarbor Roadhouse. It was muddy, windy, home to a couple of resident dingoes and expensive souvenirs. It also had some of the more enthusiastic fuel pricing we'd seen so far. But fortunately we didn't need any, so we had a quick look around and got the hell out of there. We've just stopped off at the Bunda Cliffs lookout. Can't get to a lot of the spots anymore because they've blocked them all off, but this is one of the more spectacular ones. The cliffs are one of the real highlights of this crossing, and this cliff line stretches back toward Head of the Bight, which is around 100 k's I reckon. It's just another one of those places where the camera really doesn't do it justice. It can't do it justice. You can film it, photograph it, point at it, say wow a dozen times, but it still feels bigger when you're standing here. Just pulled into another lookout over the cliffs. We'll go and check that one out now. Apparently just at the base of these cliffs below where I'm standing, there's a colony of sea lions, but we can't see them. We've just arrived at Eucla. We're going to head down and see if we can get a spot at the old telegraph station free camp for the night. We're down at the camp now, and it looks like there are a few others looking for spots as well, so it's all become a little bit competitive. We found a good spot actually, so we're going to use the Hacker Experiment booking system. It's not an official thing, Christine just lies across the entrance so no one else can get in. It's a simple system, but it works well. Back in 1877, they built this place as part of a chain of telegraph stations across Australia. Relayed messages going between the east and west and helped Australia, connect with the rest of the world. It's bloody isolated here, and you can dead set feel that isolation. It's almost eerie. Even now, with a servo up the road, it still feels like the edge of nowhere. Today, the sand is slowly taking the place back, bit by bit by bit. So that's us settled in at the Eucla telegraph station. We're going to head down to the beach now and see if we can find the old jetty. We made the sensible decision to walk barefoot through the sand because we're on holidays and normal judgment no longer applies. Christine went barefoot because I think she briefly forgot she doesn't really do barefoot. There's the old jetty from Eucla. I guess they used to get supplies in for the telegraph station and that sort of stuff. There are tracks going everywhere here, so on the way down we marked our way through the sand so we wouldn't get lost. Then we got lost, and then we found another couple and they were lost, and we got lost together, but eventually we made it out, and I reckon that deserves a beer. Well, sadly, we are moving on from the Eucla telegraph station. Probably the best bush camp we've had this trip so far, and it's going to have to be a good one to beat this one. So we really enjoyed it. It was super quiet last night, very sheltered from the wind. Not that there was much, but we're still sheltered here. Yeah, we loved it. Great spot. Today we're heading to Caiguna, and that will be our overnight stop. So we're going to get on the road right now and we'll see you out there at Caiguna. But first we're going to stop at Mundrabilla Roadhouse for brekkie, so bacon and egg rolls for everyone. Christine tells me it's about 340 k's to Caiguna, so we figured we'd better start the day with a proper feed. We just called into Mundrabilla Roadhouse and had brekkie. It's got a reputation for the best food on the Nullarbor, and I don't know, we haven't eaten anywhere else on the bloody Nullarbor, but it's nice here, good food, so yeah, it's well worth a stop if you're hungry.
Great coffee.
Yeah, and the fuel's cheaper here as well. So. After Mundrabilla, you're going to hit Majura Pass. That's the turn off to the roadhouse. We didn't want to stop, so we just kept rolling. After a few days on the Nullarbor, it's funny what starts to feel exciting. A bend in the road, a change in scenery, even a hill feels like a tourist attraction. We're just pulling off the road to let this road train through. Look, they're faster than us, bigger than us, and if we can help them get on with their day, we will. We're just going to have a quick stop here. This is the Cocklebiddy Roadhouse. We don't need fuel, so it's more of a leg stretch and a sticky beat. These roadhouses, they're just like little oases. Fuel, food, somewhere to sleep, something weird, and a toilet.
You have arrived.
Well, thanks for that, Siri. Apparently, we have arrived. This is the Caiguna East Bush Camp, and we're going to spend one night here. Not sure where we're going to stay in here, but let's go and have a look, eh? We've done about 350 k's today from Eucla Old Telegraph Station to this place. Now it's about 6 k's out of Caiguna, and it's potentially a beautiful, beautiful spot, but there's so much rubbish here, guys. It's filthy. Gets 4.2 stars on Wiki, and I'm guessing that's just because of the place that it is. It's not taking into account the rubbish. I'll show you these big beetles that are floating around. They're called giant jewel beetles. Males are a lot bigger and they're a big bronze colour, and they sound like a helicopter. They're everywhere through here. I'll try and get some on film for you and show you. It's the female. The male is up the top of this tree. Oh, you can hear, there he goes. These guys are pretty horny, I think, because they're attracted to colour, the colour of the female, and they've tried to get it on with beer bottles. So, go figure that one. We had a very relaxing night last night here at Caiguna East Bush Camp. As I said yesterday, it's dirty, but there are a few spots you can get to that not so dirty. So yeah, we enjoyed our time here. We sat out here yesterday arvo and just relaxed. It was quite nice actually. Today we are off to Norseman, which will finish our crossing of the Nullarbor Plain. And on the way there are a few things to see. I think Caiguna blowholes are just down the road, and Balladania, we'll have a look around there as well. So we're just about to head off, so we'll see you on the road. So here we are at the Caiguna blowhole. Not much happening here today. These caves breathe with different air pressures, and there's not much air movement today, unfortunately. We're just coming up to the start of the 90 mile straight. Now that's 146.6 k's a dead straight road. When they were making this road, you can just see it, can't you? The foreman's gone up to the grader driver and he's gone, "Righto mate, we need a few corners through here." And the grader driver, he's gone, "Nah." Then he would have pointed his grader west, put the blade down and just headed off. Now, I can see everything in the car going into semi-retirement across this section. The steering wheel, obsolete. Driving skills, not needed. Even the bloody GPS just said nothing for me to do and turned itself off. So it looks like it's just going to be us, cruise control and plenty of time to think.
There's a long straight road, and it's looking back at me. And if the road keeps calling, we'll keep answering, you'll see. We got a whole lot of nowhere and all the time to be. So we'll just keep on moving past the desert and the sea. 'Cause the wind blows laughter and the sun shines warm. The country calls us past her, and the caravan transforms. We live our life fulfilled, and the travel heals our souls. Takes the love we have instilled, keeps us rolling down these roads.
Well, we've made it into Balladania, and this is going to be our second fuel stop. And from here, it's around 220 k's to Norseman, so we're getting pretty close to the end of the Nullarbor now. Balladania, it's known for bits of Skylab that crashed down near here in 1979. Some towns get silo art, others get a big thing. Balladania got a space station dropped on it. Bit hard to top that, I reckon. Here we are, we're just coming into Norseman now, so sadly, that's the Nullarbor done and dusted. I think we're going to stay at the RV free camp tonight, which will do us nicely. The plan for here is pretty simple really. Just get set up, have a sit down, restock a few things, dump the toilet, refill our water tanks. Not necessarily in that order though. I think there's a fair chance the sitting down bit will come first. Well, that's the Nullarbor crossed. No dramas, no breakdowns, no major incidents, which is terrible for storytelling but excellent for towing. We left Ceduna and we made it to Norseman. We saw the Head of the Bight, the Bunda Cliffs, Eucla, a lot of road, a lot of sky, and enough road trains to keep the mirrors compulsive viewing. It's a big, quiet, strange, beautiful stretch of country, and despite what people say, there is plenty out there. You just have to drive a long way between bits. So no, the Nullarbor isn't nothing. It's just a very Australian kind of everything. If you're enjoying this trip, hit subscribe and come along for the next leg. We do put a new video up every fortnight, so we've got more road, more beaches, more mistakes, and yep, somehow we still call it travel. And if you've done the Nullarbor, chuck your favourite stop or best tip in the comments. If you haven't, let us know whether it's on the list or firmly in the yeah nah basket. Next time we head to Duke of Orleans Bay, where the road gets shorter and less straight, the water gets bluer, and our productivity drops to a level best described as coastal. Hey, look after yourselves and we'll catch up with you soon.